Harris+Co. In this video we're going to show you how to raise a sales invoice to one of your customers from your Sage 1 product. So here we are in Sage 1. To get to this screen we simply click on the sales menu item at the top and then click on sales invoices, and then you'll be presented with this screen, and if you've got a couple of examples or already existing sales invoices you'll see those listed out here. This is a demo account, so there are no existing sales invoices raised at present. But what we're going to do is we're going to create our first one in this example. So to create a new one, we click on the New Invoice button at the top right. And then once that loads up, it's just going to ask for some details about who are we actually raising the sales invoice to. So we can click on the drop-down item here and select a pre-existing customer record that's already in Sage 1. Or we could add a customer at this point. But we're just going to create a sales invoice for a customer limited. We're going to say the sales invoice date is the 10th of October, and by default this customer appears to have 30 days credit, so it's just said that this invoice will be due by the 9th of November. If your customer had an invoice reference that they wanted to give you, at this point you could put it in, so you could do PO 123456, that might be their reference. And it's already brought in their invoice address and their delivery address just based on the existing customer record in Sage 1. But if you wanted to edit it at this point, you can do. Then we move on to the body of the invoice, the things that we're actually selling. If you had stock for services or products enabled in Sage 1, then we could click on this drop-down item here and select the product or service that we're selling to this customer. With this being a demo account, that isn't enabled at present, so what we can do is just simply type in what it is that we're selling. So in this instance, we might sell some calculators. Then it's asking for a nominal or a category of type of sale where we want to post this to. So Sage typically defaults to 4,000 unless you've changed it in your customer's record, and 4,000 sale of products is absolutely fine for what we want to do here. Then it's asking for how many of this item are we actually selling. So if we say we're going to sell 100 of them at £5 each, we don't want to give any discount away, we don't want to be too drastic, and we want to apply the standard VAT rate. So what it's done is it's basically worked out the amount of VAT now on that those 100 calculators that were charged at £5 each. Now we could add another line item if we really wanted to. If he's selling calculators or notepads or anything like that, we could just keep adding to the sales invoice at this point. But I'm fine for this example. If we wanted to add some notes, we could do that in this box, and if we wanted to add some terms and conditions, we could do that in this box. For this example though, I'm absolutely happy with it now. We could save, which would just save the record in our software. If we decide to print it out later or email it later, that's the button to choose. But I want to go ahead and get this invoice sent to my customer, so we could click Save and Email. What you'll see now is this is Sage attempting to prepare an email with all the attachments on, with all the wording, so you don't have to type this out every single time. So just to run down what it's populated, it's picked up this customer's email address from their record here. We don't have a set carbon copy set up in Sage to automatically invoice or email somebody else. So what we could do is we could type something in here right now, or just leave it blank if we wanted a copy of it ourselves. Then it's attached the invoice as a PDF attachment, which we can click on here. As you can see, it's populated a nice looking sales invoice. Keep in mind this is just a demo account, so I've just basically added a logo and chose a particular template, but yours could look a lot more professional than this. So if I close off that, you'll see it's also put in a subject header and personalised it to the amount due on the invoice and when it's due, so that's really in your customer's face and hopefully they'll pay on time. And then it's populated the message for you, so you haven't had to type that out. But again, in a later video we can show you how to change the wording on that and have a much more comprehensive message in there, much more thank you or customer orientated message. So all that's left to do now is click Send, and that's just going to send off that fully branded invoice with all those words on the email to your customer. It looks like you've spent a bit of time doing it, and they're going to hopefully pay you on time because they're so impressed with the work. So hopefully that's helped, guys, but if you have got any questions, please feel free to get in touch with us. More than happy to help. Thanks for watching.